What's going on, guys? In this video, I'm going to explain how to apply Teams to Reflex application. First off, Teams to Reflex was introduced in version 0.4.0. What it simply means is that you can apply Teams starting from Reflex version 0.4.0. And Reflex theme is based on the Redis themes library, which allows you to easily change the theme of your application along with providing a default light on that theme. So I'm going to use this simple application to show you how to apply themes to your Reflex application. For this application, I have a simple button, which I call display button. And then I called it in my index page, in my index function, which I added to my application here. So let me show you the application. So this is what I have, a simple button here. So to apply theme to this application, Reflex themes this application, what you're going to do first of all. So you can call rx.theme panel and then you say default open true. So what this is going to do basically is going to going to display a theme container, a theme panel that you can use to select the values for your theme. So if I go to my browser, let's see it's loading. So you have this here. You can select the values you want to use for your theme. So you can select yellow. Notice my button is too much. You can select red, you can select green, then you can select a gray color. You can select either light or dark. You can select radius, you can select this. Notice my button also the scaling, either solid or translucent. And then after that, you can just copy the values. Then you go back to your code, paste this here, and then you can just comment. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the values I have here to declare the theme of my application. So since I have selected my values, I don't need the theme panel anymore. So I can just take this out. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to my application rx.app and then I'm going to declare the values which I have here. First off, I'm going to say theme is equals to rx.theme, and then in my rx.theme I'm going to define my values there. So I can say appearance is dark, then I can just copy this accent color I have here, come down here, paste. So instead of having a camel case here, I'm going to use a snake case. So I'll say accent color. I'll copy this also, comma, paste, change this to a snake case, gray color, panel solid. I'll copy this, comma, paste, underscore, background, with my comma there. Radius, I'll copy this, paste, comma, and then I'm going to copy scaling, paste. So that's what I have, and then I'll take this out. So if we go back to our application, let's see, we're supposed to have the same thing. It's loading. So we have the same thing, but we don't have that panel again because I took it out. So you can use that panel to select your values, and then you can then come to your rx.app and then initialize your team there, right? Or if you know the values for your team, you can just immediately come to rx.app and then initialize your values there. You are fine. Then the next thing I'm going to show you guys is you can notice my button is having this color based on what I selected for my team panel. What you can do next is you can come to the button component and say color scheme, and you can say tomato. Right? So I want to give my button another color, and we're going to see it's going to load. Notice I have this red color here. So that tomato gave me this color. And you can see the list of colors you can use for your application. When you go to this address, redis-ui.com/colors, you're going to see all the colors you can use for your theme or for your components. So this is the one I used, the tomato. Right. So you can, even after applying your theme, you can also apply colors to your components by saying color scheme. Definitely, we can still use your normal color, RGBA, RGBX values. I can just say color is red. This works. So I'm going to have my normal red color. So the text color is red. So I have this here. And then if I say background color, let's see, it's going to give me background color of red. Exactly. Right, so you can apply your normal RGBA, RGBX colors here. So that is also possible apart from using color scheme. Colors apart from using this, you can use your normal colors here. And to know the values you're going to put in here, you can come down to these radius colors to see the values you can apply. You can apply prism, ruby, pink, all of these colors here, and they are going to work well. The next thing I'm going to show you guys, let's say I want to give shading to my color. What am I going to do? So let me show you guys how to do that. So let's say I have background color to be, then to apply shading, you're going to use reflex rx or color, and then you're going to specify the color you want to use. So I'm going to use that same tomato again, and then I'm going to apply the shade number. So let's say I give this 8, right? So this is going to apply tomato, but then it's going to apply shading of 8. And then if I go to my browser, come down to this, notice the color is a little bit different because I added shading. The shading can be from 1 to 12. So if I change this to 12, you're going to see what the color is going to be like. Let's go back and see. So notice the color. What if I apply the shading to be 1? Let's see. So based on the value you give, it's going to give you that kind of shading. So I have 1 and let's see if we're going to see the button. So the color is totally gone. You just have a black dark background. So that's what shading is going to give to you. You can also we can also make this button that when we click on the button is going to give us a dark background or a light background. So you can do that in Reflex. So let's say I have the background color to be, let's say, red. And then I have on click events, and it's going to so basically what I want to achieve is when I click on the button, it's going to give me a dark background if or a white background. So I'm going to come down here and say I'm going to import toggle color mode. So from reflex dot style, I'll say import toggle color mode. So toggle color mode is going to make it possible that when I click on this hello world button, I'm going to change this text. When I click on this button, it's going to toggle from either dark or light based on what I have on my background. So I'm going to call this here, and let me just change this text to make sense a little bit. So I can say toggle color mode. Right, so this is what I have. First of all, you're going to import toggle color mode from reflex.style, and then you're going to call it in your button on click event, and then let's see what we have there. So this is what I have. So what I expect is that when I click on my button, it's going to change the color. So if I click on this, changes the background color to white, and then when I click again, it's going to change it to dark. I think this is really amazing. So using this toggle color mode, you can change your background color, attach it to an on click event or any event you have there, and then when user performs that action, it is going to like toggle the color of your background. So this is an exciting feature in Reflex. It's also possible in Reflex that when your background color of your page is either dark or light, it is going to show a particular feature or component based on what you have on your page. And to do that, you're going to use rx.colorModeCon. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So I have this here. So what I want to achieve is that when I click, when it's white, the background color of my text is going to be another color. Of the button is going to be another color. And then when I click again, the background color of my button is going to be another color. And I remember I said to achieve that, you're going to use rx.colorModeCon based on the background color of your page. This feature should be applied, right? So I'm going to take this out. So I'm going to have background color is equals to rx or color mode con, and then when it's a light background of my page, it's going to call a blue color. The background color of my button is going to be blue. Notice I attached this to a background color of the button, right? So and then when it's dark, it's going to be, let's say, pink, right? So we have this, and then let's see, I'll go back to my page, loading, let's see. So when it's dark, remember I said background color of my button should be pink, so it's pink, and when it's light, it's supposed to be blue. So if I click on this, notice the background color of my button is now blue, right? You can achieve this in Reflex also. So you're going to display a feature based on the background color of your page. When it's light, do this. When it's dark, do this. You're going to use rx.colorModeCon, right? You can also apply this to a component. Let's say when it's dark, it is going to show, should I say, an icon, and then when it's light, it's going to show an icon, and when it's dark, it's going to show a text. So let me show you guys how to apply this to components. I'll come down to my page. I don't want to declare another component again. I'm going to come down to my page, put the comma here, and then I can say rx or color mode con. So what I can say is when it's light, it should show an icon. So I have rx.icon there, and then I have calendar. So it's going to show an icon that has the calendar, and then when it's dark, it's going to show rx.text, and then I can just put my text. So this is what we have. So what I'm expected to see on my page is when the background color is light, it's going to show a calendar icon. When it's dark, it's going to show a text. So this is really powerful. Let me show you guys. So it's actually white now. It's showing me a calendar. So this when it's light, show a calendar, and then When I change this to dark, it's showing a text. Right, so this is really, really amazing. So this is about applying themes in Reflex. It's really powerful. Apart from you doing your normal styling, you can also use the theme to have a consistent styling to your application. And also another thing I want to put out is that in case you're applying styling to your application and your styling are not just working, one of the things you can do is go to inspect, then go to application and then just clear. You can clear what you have in local storage just to clear the default values you have there, and then you can refresh your application. This also works. I think this is general web dev advice. Like if you're applying your styling but it's not really working, you can do that to see if it helps. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe.